guys, welcome back to another video. This is the Rattlesnake National Enduro 2025. My name is Ryder. I'm a 4-time national GNCC champion and a part of the Enduro factory support off-road team. And now that we're done with that, this is the super test, which is on Saturday. First ever Saturday test at a national enduro. And you see they give you this hard enduro. Well, they called it hard enduro. You guys are gonna see it's really not hard at all, but it was fun. And you see I'm battling with a rider on the right of me on a YZ125. He was an A250. Most people were battling with somebody in their class, but it just worked out so that I wasn't paired up with somebody in my class. I was paired up with the A250 rider. Now this track was super slick. They got a ton of rain while everybody was waiting to go, and it only got better as the day went on. So I ended up doing pretty bad this test. I think I was really far back. But as the day goes on, I guess as Sunday went on, I did better and better. But more of a national enduro expert. I'm with my dad, Mike Siggety here, who's an 8-time national enduro champion. Dad?
Hi everyone. So yeah, as Ryder was explaining, he's part of the Ampro Yamaha factory off-road team. And this is Rattlesnake National Enduro in Cross Forks, Pennsylvania. And one thing really unusual about this thing right here is this is the first time ever in enduro history they had you race on Saturday and Sunday that I know of. I know that's the way they did it. And this was really interesting because they had to come up with a bunch of new rules because they kind of made this at the last minute. And I do applaud them for trying to make it more exciting and broadcasting it live on YouTube and everything else. They're trying to bring notoriety to the series, but some people couldn't make it on Saturday. So they said, if you can't make it or you choose not to race Saturday, then you're going to get a time given to you that'll be 20 seconds worse than the fastest time in your class. And that is good for some people because the classes had 10 to 20 people lined up to do this. But guess what happened to Ryder's class? So as you see all the lines in front and behind Ryder, there's lots of people lined up who are decided to do the test, which by the way, it rained a lot right up to the time he was going to go. And then you see Ryder all by himself. Nobody else showed up from the 200 class, and there was 650 racers there, and not all of them had to do this, but a majority of them did. And we said, okay, if Ryder's the only one to do this and he decides not to do it, then how do you get 20 seconds on your fastest time? 20 seconds off the fastest time if nobody decides to do it? But at the last second, somebody showed up, and he was actually really fast. And for some reason, they wouldn't let him go with Ryder. So his name is Addison Kramer, and they ended up going separately. But he was only 2 seconds off of Ryder's lap times. So I'm like, wow, you're going to have a battle all day long.
Yeah, and I don't know if you guys were paying attention, but right now it kind of looks like I'm riding, or it did look like I was riding the same course as I was. And that's because now we are on Sunday, which we're test 1 of the National Enduro, and I don't know if you guys know how it works, but there's 6 tests, and which are like 6 different racing sections essentially. And this is test 1. I'm starting 20 minutes in, and I'm behind Rachel Gudish. Now, since this is, I just got around Rachel Gudish, who actually had a pretty bad spill during this test, so that's probably the reason, or that is the reason, I guess, why I caught her. But she went pretty good the rest of the day. I only caught her once or twice more. Since this is technically section 2, I wrote section 2, but if you look, I was trying to give like hand signals at the beginning of each test, and I kind of screwed them up of like what test it was. You see, it's pretty wet right now, and as the day goes on, it gets drier and drier to the point where the last section is even loamy. You're going to see I fall, and dirt just goes everywhere because of how loamy and soft the dirt was. But yeah, this is section 1, technically section 2, so I'll call it section 2, sorry. And the beginning of Sunday's race.
Yeah, so there's, I don't know if you just said this, 6 sections on Sunday. Normally, in every enduro I've been doing for the last 20 years, there's 6 sections on Sunday. But there was 1 section on Saturday, which they're calling section 1. All right, enough about that section. Very confusing. But in the end, I think they're onto a good thing. Doing a live YouTube broadcast. There's Ryder going off the course, playing in the trees. Still finishing his first section of Sunday for the day. This was a tight spot here. A little scary, too, with the roots.
Yeah, I kept smashing my fingers and stuff on the trees, and it didn't hurt too bad. But I was like, what would happen if I hit my lever so hard that it bent over my finger? I don't know why. I just remember I was so distracted in this part of the trail just thinking about that. Like, would it break my finger? Or I was just so not paying attention.
Yeah, definitely don't want to start off your day by breaking a finger right in the beginning. Not that I haven't done it before. Actually did it inside of the truck once, but you don't want to do that.
Yep, and now we're going on to technically Section 3, but Section 2 is Sunday. There's my dad helped setting up the GoPro, and here we're going. So, at the beginning of each section, there's usually there's somebody that tells you when there's 10 seconds left before you go. And then if you guys look, there's like a little red LCD screen that tells you when the minute changes. So I'm minute 20, so whenever that LCD screen gets to 20, that's when I go. And you guys are going to see, apologies to my dad and Shelby Turner, in the next test, I was watching the person who tells me 10 seconds, because usually after they say 10 seconds, they also say 5, 4, 3, or they'll say go. But instead of doing that, he just was kind of looking at the timer or looking off into space, and it got to 20 minutes, it got to minute 20, so I left super late. So you guys are going to see that in a minute, what goes on there, but apologies about that.
Yeah, no problem. All learning experience. Yeah, and I rev bombed the motor like, hey, pay attention, dude. Let's go. Well, it all worked out good. It didn't come down to seconds at the end of the day, which it has definitely done before. You can race all day, and it comes down to 1 or 2 seconds. I remember when, our years of racing enduro, people come flying through the checkpoint so fast. I'm like, man, they can just slow down and not kill someone, but they've lost the check by the lost the enduro by a check by a second. How do you talk?
I wasn't even worried about me necessarily for the 2 seconds. I was more worried about Shelby Turner racing Women's Pro, that I was going to somehow screw up her race. But I believe this is the end of that section, and now we're on to the next. That was a really technical section, and you couldn't really tell in the video at all, but that was the most technical section of the day. But this was, see right here, you see it says 19, 20, and I don't go. I don't know if you guys want to replay that, but it took me 3 seconds to go, and that's all it takes for somebody in a pro women's class or any class to lose the race. I know I've lost overall positions by that little amount. It's definitely not out of the book.
Yeah, so you, in your last 2 ECA Hare scrambles, you lost the overall at the second to last one by 1 second. Or maybe it was 2, by 1 or 2 seconds. And speak of last ECA Hare Scramble, so this is part of the ECEA series. It's also part of the National Enduro series, which is part of our local series. And we don't normally do ECA Enduros anymore, though I miss them. But, this is a local national, so we come out to do it. And at Ryder, at his last ECEA Enduro, he ended up getting his first ECA overall. And what was really amazing about that is that he did it on a 120. What's so funny? Oh, okay. What was really amazing about that is the last time somebody won an ECA Enduro overall on a 125 was 21 years ago. And the person who did it was actually at another race we were at after, a tour race, and he came up to Ryder and congratulated him and said, "You broke my record of 21 years. Hopefully your record stands for another 21 years. I thought that was really nice of Jared Stoner.
Also, guys, I don't know if you follow along with the channel, but we are very, very invested in our GoPros. We have multiple GoPros, $100 in GoPros, super expensive laptop to edit, multiple batteries, Enduro batteries, and we recently just got this new GoPro lens, which you guys are seeing. By the way, this is section 5. Thankfully, I learned that time. I was watching the clock, and I took off super fast. But yeah, now we just got this new GoPro lens where they don't make a cover for it. So it's an $80 or $60 lens with no cover. Already scratched up in our first race, but let me know what you guys think. I think the footage looks a lot better. This looks really good, super green, and really good perspective.
Yeah, it's even got a thing called a horizontal horizon lock, where you could take the camera and flip it 360 degrees and it still keeps the horizon flat. So it's really cool lens. And when Ryder says it's like $80, which it is, it gets paid like $20 on a really good video and $10 on a not so popular video total per video. So if you could please like, subscribe, and comment and notify, that would help us build our channel, and possibly he can make his money back.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys noticed too, some of these lines that I'm taking, some of these lines through the ferns and stuff, they have logs and stuff underneath that you can't see. Like, you have no clue what's under those ferns, and it's like an unwritten rule. Like, sometimes it's a little scary going through that stuff. And definitely can come back to bite you. I know a couple people that fell on some nasty logs this weekend. But also, make sure you guys stay to the end for some bonus footage that we're going to throw in of some of the track and stuff. Pretty interesting stuff. So keep watching. Here's section 6. Again, learn from my mistake. Never not watching the timer again. I believe it's next section. I didn't fall all day today, which was pretty good until the last section, which I took a little spill. But you're going to see, if you remember earlier, I was talking about how loamy the dirt gets, and man, did it get really, really nice. But right here, this was a very not technical section, and the whole race wasn't really that technical. This part right here is a little tough, but out of all the rattlesnakes that I've ridden, I think I've done it a good amount of times now. I've never had of course I'm talking about this on the most technical part of the track. This one was a lot more flowy and open than it has ever been in the past.
Oh yeah, we were totally taken by surprise. We had our gummies loaded up, ready to go, and I sure wish we just had our knobbies on there. Yeah.
So, because somebody requested it, I'm not going to tell you guys how I did till the end of the video, but man, was it so much fun having no pressure. You see, I was just riding, I felt good, I was having fun. I didn't even really care to check results all day until the end of the day, nor did I really have much time, but it was really fun doing a race like this, the National Enduro, where there's no pressure. It was all just riding for fun as much as you could. Sometimes I felt like, I don't know if you noticed this, Dad, but these ferns, they were like overgrown into the trail, and I would be coming around corners and I couldn't see where the trail went because of all these ferns.
Yeah, that's always a problem here, but you know, the advantage of riding up front is if it turns really crappy, you have a bit of an advantage, but then also the ferns are highly grown into the trail. One year I was on like a minute 6 or 7. I could barely see my front fender in some of the areas the ferns were so deep. So yeah, that's an issue here, but it's all good. By the way, they have a new rule this year at National Enduro. I don't know if you're aware of this, but there's no tear-offs allowed. So you can only run it with either no tear-offs or roll-offs. So I hope that doesn't create a lot of problems for people. But today it was really weird with the weather. It was raining on and off a lot the night before, and raining a little bit in the test the day before. But during the day it was pretty good. You could get away with just a regular pair of goggles, which was awesome. Oh, this was a high-speed section. Is this where you and Nick DeFeo are in the video?
Yeah, so Nick DeFeo comes and passes me here. I let him go, but obviously he would have passed me anyway. And then we're going to see a little later, I figured, oh, he missed the turn, like, because he kind of slams on the brakes once we get into this next section. I was like, oh, he missed the turn. I'll just go on the inside here. And I know a lot of people that took this inside line right here, and it's not the trail at all. And these are the logs that I'm talking about, guys. Like, this looks like, oh, just ride back onto the trail. I can't. There's logs everywhere in all these ferns and this stuff. So I had to get off my bike and push. And trust me, I thought like, oh, I was the only one. So at the next check, while we're all waiting to go, I mentioned it. I was like, oh yeah, I accidentally went in like the ferns right off that cart road. And like 4 people around me, Shelby Turner, Rachel Gudish, Ryan Canavan, I'm pretty sure, and one other person. One guy was like, oh yeah, I made that lot. Like, so many people made the same mistake as me. But here, section 7, last section of the day. This is actually a new part of the course. They haven't ever, in my experience of running this track, they've never ran us down here, and it was super fun, flowy, and not technical at all. It was just fast.
Yeah, they have used it before, but not in like 6 or 7 years. And yeah, it was like loamy. Like, I really wish I had a really aggressive
Yeah, that one definitely made me almost poop my pants. That was scary. I got super skittish in the front, almost like this. And see how soft and nice that dirt looked? Like, if I could have picked anywhere to fall, I mean, man, I would fall there again. It was super nice. And I thought the trail went straight because I saw somebody off in the distance, and then I just realized it did not. But I realized a little too late, and I slammed the front brake. But the first time anyway, when you guys saw me almost ride straight into that tree, my front tire got loose. I finally caught traction, and I was just facing straight towards a big oak tree that I can't even fit my hands around. Here, Nick DeFeo caught me pretty fast in this section, just because of how me falling, you know.
Yep. By the way, we have a little sponsor to talk about today, Apex Heads, and we've been using them for years. And if you watch Ryder's GNCC videos, I'd say 6 out of 7 times he gets the whole shot, and the time that he doesn't, he's usually second. And they definitely make the bike run cleaner. They have jetting specs, and only 2 strokes, and they have jetting specs to help you get you started, and they have all different types of domes for their head, so you can tune the bike for what you're looking for, whether it's top end, mid-range, or bottom end. And we'll put a discount code here. Yep, so use Siggity10 for 10% off, and if you look at any of our Instagram, Facebook posts, or the description of this video, you'll get other discount codes. And if you race this Enduro and you're looking for some really great pictures, you might not know just Google Ashley Myers Photography. She's got some really awesome pictures.
Also, there was Rachel Gudish one more time. I believe she fell pretty hard in this section as well. This was the only other section that I did pass her. But this was pretty much getting to the end of the day. After we get to the end of the video, I'm just going to throw in some bonus footage, and you guys are going to see how beautiful this track looked. I mean, the track, the day, like as we were pulling out, it looked absolutely amazing. So make sure you guys stay only a couple more seconds, and trust me, you're going to be missing out. It looks like, I mean, it's like a dream. Like, I don't know if you guys ever dream about dirt bikes. Not that I do, of course. But if I did, this is what my dreams would look like. Yeah, also guys, if you liked the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow. And I'm just gonna end my talking here. Make sure to watch the next video. Bye guys.
Yeah, so you probably saw in the title that Ryder did really well. He got 21st overall, first in class. And the Addison Kramer guy who put down a super fast grass track time wasn't much of a competition in the woods, but still impressive time. Look at that grass track. Looks amazing. How would you like to have that near your property? And I just thought that was a really cool but a little confused truck with the front carrier carrying just 2 coolers there, and the dual axle trailer in the rear just carrying 1 bike. And we saw this elk actually took this picture with our phone camera 2 years ago, I think it was, just right on the side of the road, and I've seen people posting lots of pictures of elks there, so I thought that was pretty cool. All right, hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks so much for watching.